Darkness cannot drive out darkness, only light can do that. Hate cannot drive out hate, only love can do that. In the end, we will remember not the words of our enemies, but the silence of our friends. Martin Luther King Jr. was an American Christian minister, activist, and political philosopher. Faith is taking the first step, even when you don't see the whole staircase. We must accept finite disappointment, but never lose infinite hope. The time is always right to do what is right. We must learn to live together as brothers, or perish together as fools. Life's most persistent and urgent question is, what are you doing for others? Nothing in all the world is more dangerous than sincere ignorance and conscientious stupidity. I have decided to stick with love. Hate is too great a burden to bear. I look to a day when people will not be judged by the color of their skin, but by the content of their character. We may have all come on different ships, but we're in the same boat now. The quality, not the longevity, of one's life is what is important. Love is the only force capable of transforming an enemy into a friend. Freedom is never voluntarily given by the oppressor, it must be demanded by the oppressed. If a man has not discovered something that he will die for, he isn't fit to live. We are not makers of history. We are made by history. Our scientific power has outrun our spiritual power. We have guided missiles and misguided men. Injustice anywhere is a threat to justice everywhere. A genuine leader is not a searcher for consensus, but a molder of consensus. A lie cannot live. Peace is not merely a distant goal that we seek, but a means by which we arrive at that goal. That old law about an eye for an eye leaves everybody blind. The time is always right to do the right thing. All labor that uplifts humanity has dignity and importance, and should be undertaken with painstaking excellence. There can be no deep disappointment where there is not deep love. At the center of nonviolence stands the principle of love. Everything that we see is a shadow cast by that which we do not see. We must build dikes of courage to hold back the flood of fear. Never succumb to the temptation of bitterness. It is not enough to say we must not wage war. It is necessary to love peace and sacrifice for it. We must use time creatively. All progress is precarious, and the solution of one problem brings us face to face with another problem. Oppressed people cannot remain oppressed forever. The yearning for freedom eventually manifests itself. Means we use must be as pure as the ends we seek. Wars are poor chisels for carving out peaceful tomorrows. Almost always, the creative dedicated minority has made the world better. I am not interested in power for power's sake, but I'm interested in power that is moral, that is right, and that is good. A right delayed is a right denied. Seeing is not always believing. Human salvation lies in the hands of the creatively maladjusted. We must concentrate, not merely on the negative expulsion of war, but the positive affirmation of peace. A riot is the language of the unheard. To other countries, I may go as a tourist, but to India, I come as a pilgrim. I want to be the white man's brother, not his brother-in-law. The moral arc of the universe bends at the elbow of justice. Here is nothing more tragic than to find an individual bogged down in the length of life, devoid of breadth. When you are right, you cannot be too radical. When you are wrong, you cannot be too conservative.